Hey guys, it's Brian here. So today I have a video that I've been planning / debating filming for ages now, but I've never just got around to it. And yeah, I figure now's the day that I might as well film this video and kind of step outside my comfort zone and talk about some anime that I love. Like some of my favorite animes. I think I'm just gonna do like 5 of my favorite animes because I watch a lot of anime. As of right now, lately I haven't been watching too much anime actually though. But I do tend to get in those moods where I'll just binge watch shows for like days at a time, months at a time. And lately I haven't been, so I figured why not talk about some of my favorite animes that I've watched recently. Or maybe just not even that I've watched recently, but just some of my favorite animes that I always go back to and that. And yeah, if you like these videos, let me know. Give it a little thumbs up and all that. Hopefully this video won't be too long. Because in all honesty, I've been craving a pretzel from Mr. Pretzel, so I kind of want to film this video and then go get one. And also, on another note, I'm not saying that the anime that I personally really enjoy or like have like, like a guilty pleasure for are for everyone. I'm not saying these are the best anime in the world. Like, everyone has different favorites, everyone likes different things, but these are just some of my personal favorites. So yeah. Feel free to judge me if you like. I don't really care. It's not going to change my mind. They're still my fucking favorites. I think the anime I have to start off with is Inuyasha. Is it the best anime in the world? Probably not. It is an old anime. It's one of the first ever animes that I ever watched. And I think because of that, I have just like such a nostalgic feelings with it. And I just remember it from being in my childhood. So it's one of my favorites. So I'll give you like, I put up the little like synopsis on Kitsu, which is my anime / manga tracker app that I use. So basically what Inuyasha is, I'm sure most people have heard of it by now because I personally think it's a great anime. But basically, so there's a 15-year-old girl named Kagome and her family like owns a shrine, lives on a shrine. There's a shrine on their family grounds. And so one day she goes to the shrine and she ends up falling down a well that's in the shrine, and then she ends up like 500 years in the past. And then 500 years in the past, there's a Shikan jewel, which is like this magical jewel that makes people and demons powerful. So people fight over it and that. And it actually didn't exist anymore back then, but it actually was reborn inside of her, which is why she was able to travel through the well. Hopefully these aren't really spoilers. I don't think this is spoilers. This is all like the first episode. And there she meets Inuyasha, who the anime is named after clearly. And the jewel actually ends up getting shattered, so then Inuyasha and Kagome team up to collect all the shards of the Shikan jewel. And so basically the show is just their adventures, gathering the jewel, making friends along the way, enemies along the way, and all that kind of thing. And to me, it's honestly just one of my favorite animes. Like, again, it's probably because the whole nostalgic of it being one of the first ever animes I watched, aside from Sailor Moon. But Sailor Moon's its own whole thing. Because, like, I love Sailor Moon. But yeah, it's just one of my favorite. That summary probably was really bad. I'm not really good at summarizing things. But it's just one of my favorite animes. It's like an isekai before, like, isekais were even a thing, I want to say. I don't know. Because now, like, there's isekais, like, literally every season. There's a bunch coming out. But yeah, like, it's just traveling back in time, dealing with demons, and it's just so good. There's some, like, romance, and other characters show up in that, and it's just one of my favorite. It's kind of just got a bit of everything. It is a completed anime. There's also a manga as well, which usually is the case. I think there's like 167 episodes, and then they also have Inuyasha the Final Act, which has like 20-something episodes, and then that just kind of wraps it all together. I believe there's 4 or 5 movies as well. The movies are okay. I like some more than others. But yeah, I just really love Inuyasha. It's just one of my favorites. Alright, so I wasn't going to include this anime, but since I mentioned it, another one of my favorite anime is Sailor Moon. Again, it was the literal first ever anime I ever grew up with. I have a bunch of DVDs. I have some, they're not in the frame, but little action, like figurines and all that. And honestly, I feel like Sailor Moon shaped me into the person I am today. Like, I literally feel like I am Misagi or Serena. Even though she is really annoying and whiny and a glutton. literally all the things that I can admit that I am too. So I feel like that definitely impacted my personality. Like, I have no shame in that. It does have some weird aspects. Like, I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little cringy to watch, but since it is an anime from like the 90s, early 2000s, I'm okay with it. Movie, oh my god, what one is it? I think it's Sailor Moon R, the movie with the rose. That one's my favorite ever. I love that one. I love the scene near the end when it just like shows all the flashbacks with Serena and the girls. But yeah, I wasn't really gonna include it, but we'll let Sailor Moon pop on this list just because it's one of my favorite. And does it really need a summary? I feel like everyone knows what Sailor Moon is because it's just one of those like animes that everyone knows. Actually, I was talking to someone and they told me they didn't know what Sailor Moon was, and I was like, what? I was like, oh, what? And then they started watching it because I told them to watch it. So the Sailor Moon started in 1992. There's 46 episodes. There are others like Sailor Moon's like seasons like afterwards that just aren't classified as Sailor Moon. So there are quite a lot of actual episodes. So Serena or Usagi, depending English, Japanese. She's a 14-year-old girl in junior high. She's ditzy, whiny, and a crybaby. She often flunks her tests, and she is always scolded by her family. However, after a bad day, Usagi is surprised to encounter a black cat that can talk. The cat Luna grants Usagi the power to transform into Sailor Moon, a fighter who is to save the world against the Dark Kingdom and its evil ruler, Queen Beryl. Of course, Usagi can't do it alone, and there are others who will help her on her way. So yeah, I feel like most people just know about Sailor Moon, so I'm not going to go too much into it, or else like this video will be forever. Again, there's a bunch of others. More recently, they came up with Sailor Moon Crystal, which was just like more of an adaptation, I feel like, on the manga. Like, it adapted it more, almost like exactly like how the manga has it. That could be a lie, but I'm pretty sure that's more like what it is. I don't know how I feel about the graphics of Sailor Moon Crystal since I'm just so used to the old version. But yeah. So, number 3 then on this list, since I haven't been numbering them, would have to be Vampire Knight. So I know this one isn't going to be for everyone, but I just want to say, like, I love vampires. Like, I know they're not real. But I still love vampires. And when I find, like, manga or anime that coincides with vampires, I get very, very intrigued. Because I feel like there's really not that many, or just not that many that I know of. So the reason I found Vampire Knight was it's actually on Netflix. And so I watched it on there, fell in love with it, started the manga. I haven't made it too far in the manga though, but I do know like the ending. I have seen spoilers in that. So it's from 2008 and it has 13 episodes. And then I believe there's like a second season that also has like 13 episodes. So I know this one isn't going to be for everyone, but I'm just going to quickly read the summary off of Kitsu. Maybe summarize it because it looks kind of long. So basically there's Cross Academy, which is an elite boarding school with 2 separated isolated classes, the day class and the night class. I'm sure you can figure out who the night class is. And on the surface, Yuki Cross and Zero Kiru are prefects of the academy and attempt to keep order between the students as classes rotate in the evenings. As the night class is full of utterly gorgeous elites, this can sometimes prove to be a bit difficult. It is completely necessary, however, as those elites are actually vampires. Yuki and Zero act as guardians, protecting the secrets of the night class and the safety of their ignorant morning counterparts. As the adopted daughter of the Academy's chairman, Yuki takes her job with a serious and energetic attitude. It also allows her to interact with her secret crush and savior, the president of the night students' dorm, Koname Kuron. Zero, on the other hand, has a deep-rooted hatred against vampires, and at times does not hesitate to kill. Can vampires and humans coexist, even in the strict setup of Cross Academy? Only time will tell. So yeah, I don't know how some people are going to feel about that summary, but it's honestly one of my favorite. I also am a sucker for love triangles, and it kind of has sort of a bit of a love triangle. Like, it's complicated. But anything, like, with, like, a bit of, like, an implementation? What is the word I am looking for? Anything kind of implying, like, a love triangle, I'm all about. Like, if you know love triangles, like animes with love triangles that aren't too stupid, hit me up. Let me know down below, because those are my favorite type of anime and manga. Especially, like, love triangles when it's, like, someone's, like, best friend from, like, when they were children. And then, like, some new cool guy comes along and she doesn't, like, know what to do. Love that shit. Again, guilty pleasure. It's clearly just a guilty pleasure for me. But yeah, I don't really know what more there is to say. I didn't really think about how to properly film this video when I thought of the whole concept of it. Because, like, I don't really know how to talk about anime. And I don't really know how to push people on to checking out anime. This is something new for me. I'm not used to really talking to people about anime because most of my friends don't really like anime. And I usually keep to myself about it. So, I need 2 more animes that I really, really like. So, for the 4th, and I actually know the 4th and 5th now that I think of it. So, for the 4th anime, I'm going to say one of my favorites is Dorrough. I'm probably saying that wrong because I genuinely don't know how to say this name. Like, I always fuck it up. But it is more of a new anime compared to the last few I've mentioned. It actually released in 2019. It is completed. I have yet to actually finish it. I think I have 2 episodes left. There's only 24 episodes though. And when it came out in the season, I think it was the winter season that it came out. I don't remember. I suck at keeping up. It was really, really popular, and when I started it, I fell in love with it. It does have a manga from, I want to say like the manga's from the 80s or something. It is a really, really older manga, so I actually haven't taken the time to read it because the like drawings are really, really different than how the studio like depicted the anime, so I don't know how I feel about that. This anime is actually rated R, I believe, though. It is more of a mature and serious anime, but I will read the summary for you in case you're interested and you haven't heard of it, or you just haven't taken the time to watch it. So it's in Japan's Warring States period. Lord Daigo, I hope I'm saying that right, Kagemitsu makes a pact with 12 demons, exchanging his unborn son for the prosperity of his lands. The child is born malformed and is set adrift in a river while Kagemitsu's lands thrive as promised. Years later, young thief Dorrough encounters the mysterious Hakimaru, or Aniki as he calls him, since I don't know how to pronounce that. A boy whose arms are blades and whose visionless eyes seem able to see monsters. So the concept is actually really, really cool. I don't really want to do too many spoilers, so I don't really know how to talk about it. Like, I can think of how to talk about it, but I feel like some people are gonna say like that's spoilers or not. But I personally don't think it is. It would just sell me more on it if I didn't know what this is. So basically, Hakimaru, what is his name? Hakimaru. He has arms that are blades and he has eyes that don't have vision, but he can still see monsters. And there are some monsters that when he defeats them, he actually gains back his body parts that he was born without, because he was born without limbs and he was born deformed. So it's kind of like in the sense how like in Inuyasha, how they set up on adventures and that to find the rest of the Shikon jewel shards, has to kill certain monsters. They don't know like the monsters at the time, but some of the monsters that he defeats and that he's rewarded by getting his body parts back. Yeah, I really don't think that's a spoiler. If anything, that kind of draws me in and makes me more interested. But yeah, it's just a really, really good anime. I don't know why I haven't finished it. I should finish it, maybe today. It's just really, really good. And if you're not interested in anime in particular, you can check out the manga. I haven't checked that one out yet personally, like I mentioned, but I'm sure it's really, really good. I know that manga is a lot longer though. I believe there's more than like 12 monsters, or I think. I don't know. And alright, so the last anime I'm gonna mention that has also been one of my favorites lately is Demon Slayer. I feel like Demon Slayer is one of the animes that some people loved and other people hated though. When I first saw it, I wasn't sure how I felt about like the animation and the characters, but it did grow on me, and I actually love like the little side cutaway scenes when they look so cute or they're making like such like cute little stupid faces. Love that shit. Didn't know how much I love that shit until I watched this show. This show is also from 2019. It is finished as well, but it definitely is gonna have another season. I'd hope so, because I did finish this one and it ended on a cliffhanger. There's 26 episodes, and I'll read you the cute little summary. So it is the Taisho. I hope I'm saying that right. It is the Taisho period in Japan. Tanjiro, a kind-hearted boy who sells charcoal for a living, finds his family slaughtered by a demon. To make matters worse, his young sister Nezuko, the sole survivor, has been transformed into a demon herself. Though devastated by his grim reality, Tanjiro resolves to become a demon slayer so that he can turn his sister back into a human and kill the demon that massacred his family. So, this anime, I finished it so quick. I think it came out the same season as Dorrough, or maybe the season after. I don't remember. There is a manga as well for it. I haven't read that one yet. I have it onto my list, but I just haven't taken the time to start it yet. It's just so good. I really love like all the characters. And one thing I do also really enjoy about this anime is it's an anime that Tanjiro, even though he's the main character in that, he's not perfect at everything. Like there's a lot of build up. Like he has to train to become a good demon slayer and all that. And like he isn't naturally born with these skills, so to me it's just a lot more realistic and like kind of nice to see like it's like a relief to see a main character that's not perfect at everything, which is so unrealistic. So I really do like it in that sense, and it also has like a really nice comical sense with that as well. I kind of like the other two characters that also become kind of important. Also the like main, is it antagonist? That's the bad person, right? Protagonist is the good person. Antagonist is the bad person, I'm pretty sure. He looks so badass. Like, I'm so intrigued by him. I want to know more about him. I'm sure, like, I know the manga has, like, all this information, but I just haven't gone there yet. Nezuko's adorable as well, his sister, and it's just, like, a really, to me, an interesting concept that I haven't really seen before. And because of that, I'm just really drawn into it. This video is probably going to be a long video, even though I didn't really want it to be. It might also seem like a bit of a rushed video and probably not the best video when it comes to anime and that, but this is just new and something really different for me, so I'm not really sure how to film and come about these videos, but I figured to give it a shot, see how it goes and that. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff down below. Let me know your favorite animes, how you feel about these animes, if you have completely different taste in anime, because I'm sure plenty of people do. But yeah, I'm gonna get going now. This has been a really rambly and long video. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day or had a great day, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.